Number 2D, we've been given a sine graph. We're asked for a sine graph with a maximum at 5 pi over 3 and 2 and a minimum at pi over 3 negative 7. If we have a min and max, we're able to establish all the parameters that we need to write the equation. So I've drawn the graph here. We have pi over 2, negative 7 is a minimum. And then over to the right, 5 pi over 3 and positive 2 is the maximum. And we need to figure out the A, B, the period, the C, and D values to establish the equation. So I'm going to start with the D value here, which is the middle of this graph. And what we can do is we can find that value of D. We can add the positions to vertical positions 2 and negative 7. Dividing by 2, we're going to get a position of negative 2.5. So the D value is negative 2.5. We can establish the amplitude from, the amplitude is going to come from the middle to the max, and we can take the difference of the maximum and the minimum. So we're going to take 2 minus negative 7, which becomes positive 9, divided by 2, and that's our amplitude. And so we end up with an amplitude of, this works out to be 4.5. The B value is going to be the horizontal compression. And so we need to first establish the period. So between here and here, okay, between the min and max, this represents half a period. Okay, so this represents half a period. So 5 pi over 3 minus pi over 3. Okay, we're going to double that length, and that's going to establish our period, since this is t over 2. And so we end up with, this works out to be 2 pi times 2. Sorry, this is not 2 pi, so we're going to subtract those. This 4 pi over 3 times 2 is going to give us 8 pi over 3 is our period. And then to get the B value is going to be 2 pi over t, or 8 pi over 3. So we end up with, looks like 3 over 4 as the period, or as our B value. Okay, so just double checking that. Actually, we should maybe just double check that. We're going to end up with 6 pi. The 3 goes on top. Over 8, the pi's cancel out. That's going to be, B value is 3 over 4. Okay, so the period works out to be 8 pi over 3. The B value is 3 over 4. Okay, so I'm just going to write the equation so far. So our equation so far looks like this. Y equals the A value of 4.5 Okay, this is going to be a sine function. So we end up with sine. We have our B value, which is 4 over 3. Sorry, 3 over 4. We haven't yet established our horizontal shift yet. And we've got our vertical shift of negative 2.5. So lastly, getting that horizontal shift, the C value here, we're just going to use this middle point here. This is going to be the starting of the sine function, and it's going to be based on that middle position between pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. So if we want to find that, we're going to find the average. So we end up with 6 pi over 3 divided by 2 is going to be 2 pi over 2, or just pi. So that middle position is pi, which also represents the starting point of sine function. So we're going to say we have a horizontal shift to the right of pi. And there's our equation.